This is an interesting one. With this electric skateboard, you'll be able to travel with it, so you can remove the batteries. If you have any questions for me, feel free. And yeah, once again, it's a box inside a box. Riding further to find more MAXFIND skateboards. This is not the Max 4, this is the Max 4 Pro. I have to say that the box is really light, so it's not a heavy one. When you open, it's too small. I love small ones because it's much easier to transport. Let's take it out. I love the smell of new electric skateboards. You have like a manual. You have here all the skateboards, and this is the Series Fs that I'm going to receive in the future. On this one, what you are going to have is 26 miles per hour or 42 kilometers per hour. You have a range of 15 miles or 25 kilometers, incline of 30%, replaceable batteries, IP65. Besides that, obviously, you are going to get your manual. Okay. I was like, where is the remote? I like the presentation. I never saw like this. So you have the skateboards on top, you have your skate tool, you have your power charger, the 2 amps, so it's going to charge faster. So this one now, like you can see, you have the screen. Don't know if you can see something there. It's trying to connect, and is a Hobby Wings-esque that you have inside the skateboard. And for me, at least, is my favorite one when you don't have obviously a Vesk or something like that. They are very reliable, and also I love the brakes. The remote feels good on the hand. I like the size of it. Let's see if it's quite responsive or not. The screen could be a little bit easier to see. Something that is good, that I like, is USB-C. The cable that I received here, it's from the OnePlus. I don't know if this was a mistake or not. The skateboard is very light. The grip tape, it seems good. I think the deck is really narrow. That helps obviously for the skateboard being less heavier. I would love to hear your thoughts about this one. You're going to have your hub motors. The tires, they feel quite hard, so I believe that you are going to feel a bit. So they have put here some rubbers underneath to absorb the impacts of the floor. But the enclosure, I really like the material of it. I don't know if you can hear the noise, but you have a feeling of metal, if it makes sense. It doesn't feel cheap at all. And the trucks, they have a very weird material that I like it. You have the logo saying MAXFIND here. I don't know also what is the bushings there, but I can after ask them. So definitely something that I like. You have on the side the button, and it's visible even in this bright sunlight, and you have the door on the side. When the doors, they are underneath, when you are riding, normally they open, so when they are on the side, they normally stay in place. I like also this detail in red that you have here on the side. You pass all the inspections. I really like how they managed to do this one, even if it's not expensive at all. But what they have special on this one, and that's why I wanted to bring this one for the channel, you have this screw here that you take off. Like you can see, here is the screw. You just, whoa, you just slide, and like you can see here also, you have all this sponge to put the battery in place. Another thing that I also like is that you have the possibility to purchase batteries, Samsung batteries, something that you also don't see a lot in this type of range. You have here the battery, so you'll be able to just disconnect one cable and disconnect the other one, and you can always change the battery for another one. What is the advantage? We all know that skateboards, they never have a massive range. This battery is a 4400 milliamp hour. Here say LG10 2P. I normally like if it was like a 3P, but 2P it's okay. I have to check how much range I can take from this one. You can always put a new one. So if you are riding, you have a battery and this is not heavy at all. You have this on your backpack, you just put it back, you close it, and like I said, you can feel it. This is metal. I really like it, and I like this coating. It's very soft to the touch, if it makes sense. You have all the cables, you have your ESC. They have put also, you have here, seems like rubbers, so the battery stays always in place. But let's connect this once again. This cable could be a little bit longer. If it was a little bit longer, it was a bit easier to connect. The other one is okay. It's connected. You connect the two cables. You slide once again this battery, and it stays in place. This have to go from the bottom like this. Yeah, and slides in. It's difficult that the water will go in. Something that is a bit of concern is also you don't have any vents. If you want to travel with it, we know that we can't travel with a skateboard with a battery in. You need to travel and use this one and take a plane. You always can take off that battery, put on your bag that you send down, and you can fly with it. What I want to do is to see how is the connection, but knowing Hobby Wings, I know that the connection is always quite fast. It's trying to connect because obviously now it's disconnected. So if I turn on, it's already connected. It's super responsive. Look to this. And the good thing about having hub motors is that they are really silent. If you are a little bit concerned that, for example, the police or something can stop you, obviously having a skateboard that is not possible to hear the motors, hub motors are much better options for you. You have 4 modes. So the first one goes to 15 kilometers per hour, and like I said, you can see that is very responsive. On the second mode, yeah, so here you have already 25 kilometers per hour. The speed that you get on the remote is never the speed that you are going to get when you are riding, because obviously at this moment there is no friction with the floor, there is not your weight on top of it. Mode 3, I'm so happy that is Hobby Wings-esque on this skateboard. If you don't know, my first skateboard, it threw me off and I broke my coccyx. So skateboards can be quite dangerous if the brakes they are not good, and Hobby Wings, I really like it. So mode 3, 35 kilometers per hour, and mode 4, many times when you go from mode 3 mode 4, it's just have a little bit more torque and not more speed, but I'm curious to see if it will be different on this one. And it's saying 41 kilometers per hour. It's not double kingpin, so it's going to be good to go fast. For curving, I need to see how good is this trucks. It's super light. Going on top of it, I need to tighten them up. It's comfortable. Obviously, I've been riding with a drop deck. My feet they are completely locked, but I'm curious to see how is the experience with this one. But even if the deck is small, I feel my feet's comfortable. Obviously, I'm a small guy also, just to point it out. It seems that it can be curvy. So the tires on the front is a 78A and is 96 millimeters. The bushings they put here, a back 9. Like you can see, the rotation of it is not the best bushings in the world, but they are not bad at all. Like you can see, continue to rotate. I can't really complain. Like you can see, I think it's going to be smooth, because also if you have good bearings, it's going to give you more range. Okay, so that is normally one of the first things that I change. This one is slightly concave. I don't know if I'll be able to show to you guys. Slightly, but is almost flat. I like that they are a little bit more deep on the center. I like the design of it on the sides. The covers are in metal. The bottom part, the protections here are in metal. These have the look of carbon fiber. I don't know if you can see on the video. This was my first thoughts about the MAXFIND Max 4 Pro. And yeah guys, see you in the next one.